Great. Hi, I'm Sarah J and welcome to my creative space. And welcome to beautiful Melbourne, Australia. Lovely day today, a little bit cooler now, it's about 21, a bit of rain. I went for a gorgeous walk around the park with my friend, which was very lovely. So I had the absolute privilege of visiting beautiful Phuket, Thailand, and I was there for my anniversary, my wedding anniversary. It was very, very special. We stayed in a beautiful town about an hour outside of Phuket called Cape Panwa, and the Cape Panwa Hotel Resort has its own private beach. We had a lovely veranda, and the first morning I woke up to the most amazing, extraordinary sunrise. I had a feeling it was going to be beautiful, but I had no idea when I pulled the curtain across and I saw the magic of this sunrise. Bright red sky, yellow, orange. It was mesmerizing, and also the birds were so loud. I was amazed about how loud the birds were, and it was just that moment. And I tried not to wake Dave, but he actually got up as well and he took some footage. But it was just one of those moments when you know it's very, very special, and it's a memory that you will always have. Think about being next to the water. It is extremely relaxing and peaceful. And yeah, a sunrise is, I guess, the idea that there is good things coming, that a beautiful day is ahead, almost like anything is possible and your dreams can come true in that one moment. So today we are going to paint that sunrise. So let's have a look what we're painting today. So let's get started. So in terms of materials, we'll be using a very vibrant yellow. This is called a mid yellow, but a bright yellow will do for you. We'll be using titanium white, a gorgeous sky blue, azul celeste, pink, rose, purple, vibrant orangey red called vermilion, burnt umber, and I rarely use it, so I had to look for this one, but a black. But it's something I don't use very much, hence I've only got a small tube. And in terms of paint brushes, we'll be using some flat brushes today. So we've got a lovely flat brush here in a size 2, sorry. Flat brush here in a size 2, Montmartre brush. We've got a 25mm Taklon flat wide brush. This is Montmartre as well. There's a bit of a theme going. We're going to be using, I think they call it a fan brush, and that's size 8, series 1000F. That's by Art Spectrum. We'll be using a round brush here. Gee, it's looking pretty used, isn't it? A size 10. Another round brush here, a smaller pointed round brush. I'll put these in the description. And a really, really smaller pointed brush here. It's a round brush. Don't think that's got anything on it. Oh yeah, it's a bristle brush, this one. So today we are using a canvas paper. This one is a ready-to-use canvas textured paper for acrylic and oils in A3. And this is a really nice paper. It's a canvas paper. So instead of using a stretch canvas, I'll be using that today. So my first step is to do the skyline. So in terms of where I'm going to put the skyline, I think I'm going to do it probably halfway to 3/4 through the page. Through the canvas, because I really want the sunrise to be the main part of this picture. So let's get that in here. There is an island which I'm going to put in, which is just here. I'm going to paint in the trees later, so we're just going to focus on the sunrise. So this is the pencil that I'm using today, my Woodless charcoal pencil hard. It's got a nice soft point. And that's about as much as I'm going to do there. You'll need a painting palette, some water glasses. We're starting off with a lovely sky blue for the sky. That's appropriate, isn't it? And I'll be using a lovely flat brush, the number 2 Montmartre. So I just begin painting in the sky in that gorgeous sky blue using my lovely brush. Going with a bit of pink. This is rose. Do recommend having a cloth to wipe your brushes on. Oops. Let's go with some of that pink. So here I'm just building up the beautiful layers of the blue and pink underneath. Now we're going to bring in that gorgeous vibrant yellow. This one's called Yellow Mid, but any bright yellow would be great. And developing the next layer of yellow, that vibrant, gorgeous yellow. Now we're going to go in with some gorgeous vermilion. It's a great orangey color. It's almost a red. And to start with, we will use a round 10 lovely tack-on brush here. These are all such beautiful colors, but here I'm just really making sure that I've got my strong red in there for the sunrise, because the red is really the feature color of this painting. I'm using my beautiful big brush here to get all those lovely strokes of red in. Starting to layer my sunrise. And really at this point I'm putting the red where it is on the picture, and a wet cloth is a handy little thing to use as well, where you need to sort of smooth things over. This is an Impressionist sunrise, so I'm not focused on being smooth here like you would be in a watercolor. This is about creating a little bit of texture in your sunrise as well. A really good thing to do here is to use a little bit of a dried brush. Once you've put that red paint on, I am using a bit of a dry brush, so I am going back and using my cloth. Bringing in the flat brush here, bringing in some of the yellow and red together. This is a process, so I will be doing layers of color here. And the yellow's coming back in here with the red and just building it up. The issue you do have with the canvas paper is it can bend a little bit. It is one of the downsides, but you've just got to go with it. So I'm bringing in some white, titanium white, for my sunrise. For those brighter areas, it's really important to keep referring back to your picture to understand where are the key bright areas that I want to bring into this picture. The flat brushes are great because you can put a lot of color on and you can move them together quite quickly. Yellow is just a happy color, isn't it? It just makes you feel good. Even painting with it makes me feel good. So yeah, the key colors really here are yellow and red. So I'm just sort of going in and making sure they're very much depicted in this picture. There is some red in the water as well in the silhouette, so I've popped that in there. And now I'm going over with a deep purple. So this is where the silhouette comes in. Now I could have just used black, but as you know, for those of you who followed me, I don't like to just only use black. I think purple is a really great dark option instead of black. So moving fairly quickly because acrylic paint does dry pretty quick, but leaving a little bit of a gap where the red hits the water. There is a little bit of purple in the sky clouds, some deeper purple, which I'm now putting in. It's really good if you've got something on your paintbrush, use it while you've got it. And now coming in with that gorgeous vermilion color, which is like between an orange and a red. And it's that vibrant color that we really, really love, creating a little bit more definition around the clouds. And back in with the gorgeous bright yellow. Painting is just fun, you know, just go for it. Put the colors in, don't be afraid. I think as soon as you let fear in, that's when you start to make mistakes. You've just got to go for it. Painting is about practice over and over. Giving things a go. Some things work, some things don't. Sometimes you have to rub it off and start again. That's okay. Now I'm drying it off with my hairdryer, making sure I'm not using the really hot setting and really getting that dry, because my next layer that I'm hoping to put on is the beautiful trees. So I could have gone a little bit more, I suppose, detailed here, but I'm keeping it in the impressionistic style that I like to work in. So not being too fussy, but ensuring that my trees are definitely, obviously, palm trees. I have mixed in a little bit of black now because I felt like it was kind of necessary for that silhouette. Just paint those palm trees in. You can have perfect palm trees here too, but I'm keeping them very much natural. With this particular painting, I have actually used a little bit of poetic license. I'm not doing it exactly like the picture. You don't need to. But I have referred to other photos that I took of the same sunrise. And just putting in some of the foliage that sits in front. So don't forget there's water behind here and there's trees. So it's a silhouette, so a lot of it is actually missed out and darkened out. But there's actually trees and a whole bunch of foliage and bushes down here, and water is behind here. So I'm just putting all that in there, creating a beautiful vibe. I want it to feel as natural as possible. We go back in with the flat brush, bringing some of those blacks and purples together a little bit. You've really just got to see what's working. So sometimes you have to take some paint off, sometimes you add a little bit more water, sometimes you need to use a cloth and rub a little bit off. You just need to be flexible and take your time. And going in with that beautiful vermilion. Now this is the reflection that is on the water, that is coming from the actual sunrise that's sitting over the water. So just finishing it up now. So for those of you who have watched my videos before, you'll know that I like to do a bit of a debrief. So today I wanted to do a silhouette of the Thailand sunrise, and I definitely achieved my goal. It's definitely silhouette style, and I've got that really, really beautiful black color with the the sunrise sky, although it could be a sunset. The sun might be in a different part of the sky. So I think what went really well is I think I used the right colors. I was really happy with the colors, the oranges, the yellows, and starting off with the blue. Sunrises and sunsets can be challenging. It's knowing where to put your clouds and when to put your clouds in. And I think you just have to get a bit of a feel for it. It's one of those things that I think you just have to do a few times to understand what the process and how to layer things best. One of the challenges you have with the canvas pads is the feel of the paper. Well, I call it paper, but it's canvas. So the feel of the canvas can be a little bit harder and maybe not as resilient with the paint. So it may be worth actually letting things dry in between. So before you go to do your silhouette level with your palm trees at the end, you might want to let it dry till the next day, which I didn't actually. One of the things I think is really important is you take the time to understand your subject. So I had a good look at what I wanted to do. I was thinking about it over a period of time, and I think it's really important to understand that, because when you're painting, yes, you're referring to your picture and your subject matter, but you really need to understand what you're painting, what you're wanting to achieve, so that you can be in that beautiful flow. Overall, I'm really happy with the picture, and it's got that beautiful, wonderful vibe that I had from the morning that I opened the curtains and saw my sunrise. So thank you so much for joining me today. It was an absolute pleasure to spend time with you. I really look forward to sharing my art with you. I will be sharing more in the future, maybe something a little bit different next time. What I definitely will be doing is I will be sharing more from my visit to Thailand and another special painting of that. I'm not sure if it's going to be an acrylic paint or soft pastels or gouache. That is coming, and a little bit more from the trip I will share as well. Anyway, if you like what you saw today, remember to subscribe so you're notified of future content. Until then, I hope you have a fabulous rest of the day, and bye!